January the 13th of 2014, my daughter called. She had called me at work and said, "Dad, you need to come home. The house is on fire." The first thing we realized is that the house is way gone. I mean, it's already about a third burned up and gone. And, you know, we feel lucky we weren't in there when the house caught on fire. The second thought that sinks in is, what do we do now?
We had lodge that night. A brother had come that knew of this and brought that before us. At that point, we felt it necessary to help the best we could, as quick as we could. Also that same evening, we had a brother with knowledge of a new a Kansas Masonic Foundation program called Fulfilling Your Obligation. It had not been utilized yet. It was that new.
And he said, the brothers have agreed that you need this. It made it possible for me to continue my life in probably as good or better status as I was before. You know, you get a fresh start. Without the foundation and local Masonic Peace Lodge 243, it would have been a long, hard road.
In July of last year, I was fortunate enough to get a kidney transplant. I received a kidney from my daughter, and with the cost of medication, and even though we had insurance, we fell into what they call the donut hole. And so we had huge medical bills, and I approached some of my good friends, my brothers at Lodge, and explained to them that we were in this situation. One of my brothers, he said, "Well, that's what we do." And I knew that. I know that's part of my obligation to contribute to the relief of people that are Masons, their widows and orphans, and each of us have taken that obligation. So I was confident that somehow they would help me. And they immediately wrote me a check and then said, we're going to apply to the Kansas Masonic Foundation for fulfilling our obligation funds so they could further help me out. And they did, and it really helped us through that extremely difficult and tough period.
Fulfilling our obligation fund has been great. It gives matching or more funds, and in this case actually gave extra money beyond what the Lodge donated. Even if we hadn't had money to give to them, KMF matching or fulfilling our obligation fund would have been very helpful in that regard.
But it's a wonderful program, and we as Masons need to support it because you never know when it's going to be you. I was cruising along and, you know, contributing and helping other brothers, and then suddenly it was me.
I was married to Matt Samuels, and he was a Mason here locally, and he was the sheriff of our county, and he was shot and killed in the line of duty. Well, it was July 7th, actually, 2016. We were hit by the tornado, and we lost the roof and the garage, and kind of gutted the whole west side of the house. And then when I did go to check on my insurance, I found out my insurance had lapsed. One day, Kyle just knocked on my door and said, "We want to give you this from your brothers, from Matt's brothers, the Masons." And it floored me, because after this long, and they still remember, you know, it was very heartfelt.
She was at a time in her life that she said she needed the money, didn't know where to turn at that point. It's like God answered her prayers. She had no idea that we were coming, and she was very emotional when she received this gift. Through the foundation and their investments, we can apply to the foundation and make a big difference in these lives.
I knew that they still remember Matt, but I couldn't imagine somebody still checking on the wife, you know. pretty amazing.
Thanks to the Kansas Masonic Foundation, we were able to make a big difference in the lives of the people of our community when they need it. We're there for them on a bigger scale in ways we couldn't do before.
The foundation is working hard to create these programs and these tools to really help the local lodges succeed and be able to do more than they could just on their local level.
The Kansas Masonic Foundation is Masonry. It is the charitable wing of Masonry. It is what Masons do to help their brothers, widows, orphans. That's what every brother should know. We are all members of the Kansas Masonic Foundation, and we are all here to help each other out. It's a brotherhood of man.